The pious king Yudhishthira was mortified because of the mass massacre of human beings in the battle of Kurukshetra, especially on his account. Duryodhana was there on the throne and he was doing well in his administration. And in one sense, there was no need of fighting. But on the principle of justice, Yudhishthira was to replace him. The whole clique of politics centered around this point, and all the kings and residents of the whole world became involved in this fight between the rival brothers. Lord Krishna was also there on the side of King Yudhishthira. It is said in the Mahabharata Adi Parva that 640 million men, that means 64 crore, were killed in the 18 days of battle of Kurukshetra. And some hundreds and thousands were missing. Practically, this was the greatest battle in the world within 5,000 years. This mass killing simply to enthrone Maharaj Yudhishthira was too mortifying, so he tried to be convinced with evidences from histories by great sages like Vyasa and the Lord himself that the fight was just because the cause was just. But Maharaj Yudhishthira would not be satisfied even though he was instructed by the greatest personalities of the time. Krishna is designated herein as the performer of superhuman actions. But in this particular instance, neither he nor Vyasa could convince King Yudhishthira. Does it mean that he failed to be a superhuman actor? No, certainly not. The interpretation is that the Lord as Ishvara or the super soul in the hearts of both King Yudhishthira and Vyasa performed still more superhuman action because the Lord desired it. As super soul of King Yudhishthira, he did not allow the king to be convinced by the words of Vyasa and others, including himself, because he desired that the king hear instructions from the dying Bhishma Deva, who was another great devotee of the Lord. The Lord wanted that at the last stage of his material existence, the great warrior Bhishma Deva see him personally and see his beloved grandchildren, King Yudhishthira, etc., now situated on the throne and thus pass away very peacefully. Bhishma Deva was not at all satisfied to fight against the Pandavas, who were his beloved fatherless grandchildren. But the Kshatriyas are also very stern people, and therefore he was obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because he was maintained at the expense of Duryodhana. Besides this, the Lord also desired that King Yudhishthira be pacified by the words of Bhishma Deva, so that the world could see that Bhishma Deva excelled all in knowledge, including the Lord himself. So we are reading from the chapter titled Prayers by Queen Kunti. In the last few verses you would have seen Queen Kunti Devi, she has offered the prayers when the Lord was about to go to Dwaraka, and then she concluded her prayers, and then the Lord was about to take his ratha and go to Dwaraka, and suddenly Yudhishthira Maharaj comes and he requests the Lord to stay on for a few more days, a few more months. That was the contest. Recently, in Uttar Pradesh, a new government came. We all know, I think last 2-3 weeks, that's been the main news. Everybody is watching because the chief minister is a sannyasi. So everybody is very eager to see what he will do. One of the immediate things that he did was he formed anti-Romeo squads. For the people who do not know, I don't think anybody doesn't know, We always on the news, right? So anti-Romeo squads means the chief minister wanted to check public harassment of women by men. Because Kali Yuga, there is a harassment of men by women also, but there is no squad for that. There is a squad for this, anti-Romeo squads. He has given a title like that. Basically, eve teasing by men in the public places. So the squads will go around and then see if there are any a young man or a young girl is they are there, and they want to see whether there is any harassment there. So one more politician, somehow he didn't like the name anti-Romeo. Then he made a comment that Krishna was also used to tease young girls. So why don't you name this as anti-Krishna squads? Why are you making it as anti-Romeo? That is his point. Of course, everybody got on his case, and then he apologized and went back. Many people think Krishna, compare Krishna with ourselves. And that's how they make such comments. Here, in one sentence, one single word, Suta Goswami is telling about Krishna's special position. In one single word, he says, Krishnena adbhuta karmana. The Lord's activities are adbhuta karmana. Adbhuta means the superhuman activities. So these people, they take Krishna loosely and then say, Krishna danced with many girls. Krishna is also, played with many gopis. So why not me? This is a common question many people ask about Krishna. Why Krishna did this? Answer is, Krishna is adbhuta karmana. Krishna lifted Govardhana hill. When he is 7 years old, just 7 years old, on his little finger, he held a huge mountain called Govardhan, and he kept it like that for 7 continuous days. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. That is adbhuta karmana. If you can also lift Govardhan, then yes, you can go and do whatever Krishna has done. Forget about lifting Govardhan. You keep the little finger like this for 1 hour. Then you will decide. Then we can decide what you can do. We cannot even, after 1 hour it will start shivering. So this is our level. But the people, they have no idea. They equate the Lord with our own situation. This is a common psychology or the common mentality of every one of us. But then we try to assess others according to our own situation. We don't realize that the other person can be different. The other person can have different capacities. We don't understand all this. So we include Krishna also like that in our calculations, and we think Krishna is an ordinary human being simply because he is having 2 hands and 2 legs and he appears like that. Right? But here it is mentioned, Krishnena adbhuta karmana is the superhuman activities. If we want to advance in Krishna consciousness, now this is the first point that we have to understand. Krishna is different from me. And Krishna is so different from me that he is superhuman He can do superhuman activities. He can do inconceivable activities. There are two words are there. Conceivable, inconceivable. Conceivable means you can understand using your intelligence, your reasoning power, your logic. You can understand that. Let us say I say somebody is carrying a rice bag on his back. We all say yes, possible. Why? It is conceivable. Using our logic we can understand. No, it's okay. 50 kg is okay. If I say somebody is carrying a sugar bag, 100 kg, still we'll say possible. At least in my childhood days I used to see people carrying sugar bags. Some people even, 1.5, they used to manage like that, up to 150 kg. Nowadays I don't know. So we can still say, yes, it is possible. But moment we say, a 7-year-old, Adbhuta Karmana, a little boy, 7-year-old. 7 years means second standard, according to our calculation. And if I say that 7-year-old boy has lifted a huge Godna hill on his little finger, some people will say, story, mythology bol rahe hain. They'll think. Why? It is inconceivable to your logic. Right? That is your logic. That is your limitation. So your limitation doesn't mean that such a personality doesn't exist. So this is an important point to understand. If we want to understand Krishna, the first thing that we have to accept is Krishna is very special and he is inconceivable in his activities. One example we can take to understand how it is. For example, in this, say in this temple hall, right? Somewhere there will be a little ant. One ant will be there, no? Somewhere. And somewhere the ants will be there. They will be moving around. And you call the ant. And if you are able to talk to the ant, you say, there is somebody called human being. And if he says like that, it will be a hurricane for you. Ant will say, hey, mythology. What is this human mythology you are telling me? Right? Because it cannot understand. Somebody, it does. That's a hurricane for me. Or if somebody sneezes like this, it's a flood for you. Ant will say, no, I will not believe. So, in our own life, we can see that we are actually very powerful compared to entities like ant. For an ant, you put a little stone near the ant and say, carry. Ant will say, oh, it's impossible. And you tell a human being, carry, he can lift. Do like this. And you go and tell the ant, human being, you just lift it like that. Say, mythology. So, in our own experience, you can see that there is a possibility like that kind of a scenario. Right? So, we should know that Krishna is complete spirit. Krishna is body and is inside. Everything is complete spirit. Whereas our body is material, but inside we are all spirit. We are spirit souls, but covered by body. So it's like a combination. We have matter and inside there is a spirit. So there is a weakness. Matter is weak. If this table is there, it is complete matter. So you can see there is a spectrum of substances. there is a complete matter, whereas there is a matter and inside actually we are spirit. Krishna is complete spirit, inside and outside. No. Now spirit means what? That is explained in Bhagavad Gita, the preliminary scripture. Preliminary to Srimad Bhagavatam. Now what is that Bhagavad Gita says? Spirit cannot be cut. Spirit cannot be burnt. Now these are all very important characteristics. Krishna, first time in the history of this mankind, is revealing two kinds of substances. He is saying there is one thing called matter. We have very much experience of it. But he is revealing there is one more substance, a separate category of substance, and that is called spirit. Then you may ask, what is that spirit? What are its characteristics? That Krishna is explaining in the second chapter Bhagavad Gita. He is saying, Achedyoham. You cannot cut the spirit, he is saying. You cannot burn spirit. Let us say you throw spirit into the fire. What is our understanding? If you throw anything into the fire, what will happen? Very big fire, huge fire. What will happen? Completely burn and it will become ashes. Right? That is our experience of matter. But Krishna is now talking about one more different substance. And he is saying, if you throw that into the fire, spirit is thrown into the fire, nothing will happen, he is saying. See? He is talking about a different kind. Now Krishna's body is completely spiritual body. That means his body is not affected by fire. Once in Vrindavan, Krishna's manifest days, Krishna every day used to go out in the morning, taking all his cows and calves and all the cow herds, used to take, and then they are all friends, Gopas. They all used to go graze in the Vrindavan forest, and by evening they all used to come back. When one day when Krishna was actually going along with the cows, and then they're all moving, strolling across the forest and all that, suddenly there was a forest fire. Forest fire means it doesn't come with a notice. It suddenly happens. Samsara dhava nalalida loka. Forest fire is sudden. Chuck it, two branches will rub each other, there is a fire. So suddenly there was a fire. And all the gopas and cows, they're calling out to the Lord for protection. Krishna, please save us. And immediately Krishna comes to the scene. Now what did Krishna do to save the friends from this forest fire? He opened his mouth. See, it's very unusual, inconceivable. The point is, Krishna's actions are inconceivable. It is beyond our logic, your tiny logic. So he opened his mouth and then he swallowed the whole fire into himself. Now Krishna's body is spirit. Now even if the spirit is in the fire, nothing will happen. Now let us say today I bless you. Fire will not do any harm to you. Abracadabra. And let us say fire comes. What will you do? Okay, Swamiji has blessed me. Fire will not do anything. You will play with the fire. Because fire cannot do anything to you, right? That's what Krishna did. Playfully. Over. All fire gone into himself. Krishnena adbhuta karmana. Lord's activities must be adbhuta. Not this useless, roadside going around and, playing around and harassing some innocent people. They are not adbhuta karmana. Then, so, Krishnena adbhuta karmana prabudita api itihasaya. So, now you visualize the context. Kurukshetra battle is over. 64 crore people were killed. Mahabharata Adi Parva says In the battle, how many people were killed? 64 crores. And no enemies are left for Pandavas. Everybody washed away from the face of the planet. And Prabhupada is writing in the purport, thousands and thousands of people are missing. Very devastating battle it was. So now, Yudhishthira Maharaj is an unrivaled emperor of the whole planet. Unrivaled emperor. No enemy left. Everybody is washed away, killed. And then Krishna is asking Yudhishthira, yes, now you take charge. You sit on our throne and take charge. Yudhishthira Maharaj is not willing to. He is mortified. Mortified means he is very embarrassed. For me to sit on the throne, 64 crore people were killed. He was very embarrassed and he doesn't want to sit. In any of the state elections happens, no? After the election, some party will get the majority, right? Immediately after the election results are declared and a party gets a majority, then you will see one drama. What is the drama? So many people will be competing for chief minister. There will be one group, two group, three group. They will be fighting. Inside there will be a lot of lobbying will be going on. Backside the curtains. Outside they will say, whatever they decide, I am okay. But inside, inside they will be doing a big lobbying there. Why? They all want to sit there. A small state. That he wants to become a chief minister. So much of lobbying. Here, all the enemies are killed. Yudhishthira Maharaj is an unrivaled emperor. And everything is clean and clear. Everything, the whole situation is very clear now. And he's been asked to sit there. He is very embarrassed. No. See, look at the value system of the people those days. See, what are we talking here? Look at the value system. Yudhishthira Maharaj is embarrassed. For me to sit there, so many crores of people. Why is it? The reason is Krishna wanted. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, He wants a person like Yudhishthira to sit there. Ishvara, the Supreme Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. Always Krishna's Vigraha, that beautiful form is called Sachidananda, complete spirit. And he is Ishvara. Parama Ishvara, Parama Krishna. So now, he has decided that Yudhishthira Maharaj should sit there. Now why is it that? Why Krishna wants Yudhishthira Maharaj? Because the position of the king is so important in our lives. Position of the king is so important. Now after Yudhishthira Maharaj started ruling the kingdom, what are the symptoms in the kingdom? If you understand how the kingdom was there during Yudhishthira Maharaj's rule, then you will understand why Krishna wanted only Yudhishthira to sit there. Right? So, Bhagavatam explains when Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling the kingdom, Nadhayo Vyadaya Klesha. It is said, Nadhaya Vyadhaya. Vyadhi means disease. There is no disease in the kingdom of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Nowadays, if you're coming from the railway station to here, you will see big, huge buildings. Huge buildings. In Hyderabad also. In Hyderabad, huge buildings. And then you say, wow, wonderful buildings. What is it? It will say Apollo Health Center. It's a huge building. Actually, they are saying health center. It is actually disease center. Healthy people will not go there. Diseased people will go there. But that's how they make it. Health center. And one after another. Apollo is there, something else is there. Huge building, big building. And what a progress in this health industry. Right? It is growing at the percentage of 14%, 20%. Year after year, health industry is growing. Huge buildings are coming up. Health industry growing means, what is the meaning? Diseases are growing. That's what they mean. Right? So, so many hospitals nowadays. Demonetization affected many people, except doctors, except health industry. That is one of the green industries. Anybody may get affected, but it will not get affected. In fact, demonetization has put pressure on many people, heart attacks, and they all rush to hospitals. So this is the situation. Diseases are increasing. So unfortunate. People are not happy. Nadhaya, there is no misery. There is no anxiety. Dhaya means there is no anxiety in the mind. Can you believe? The people are free from anxieties and the people are free from diseases. Nadayo vyadaya klesha. There are no kleshas, no miseries. Miseries means what? How many kinds of Daiva bhutatma hetavaha. The three kinds of kleshas we have. Daiva, which is caused by the demigods or the devatas or the nature. Nature is inflicting miseries on us. For example, this is just the beginning of summer. Right? Already in some places the temperatures have reached 47, 48 degrees. Just the beginning. At the time of sleep, night time, around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night, the temperature is around 32 degrees. Very, very hot. Hot air is coming. And in some places, early morning, very, very cold. During Yudhishthira Maharaj's time, the whole world is free from extreme cold and extreme heat. They are free from diseases. Now, bhuta, living entities, there is no kleshas from the other living entities. Nowadays, forget about other living entities, other human beings, so much klesha from them. Right? For example, our country is always anxious. What will the China do? What will the Pakistan do? So much klesha, no? Anxiety. Right? So this is, then Atma, our own mind-induced diseases or anxieties or so many things. Our mind is creating so many troubles nowadays. People are not happy. Right? Ajata Shatra. Yudhishthira Maharaj has no enemies. Everybody is cleaned up. No enemies. See, there are no enemies to the king. You have no diseases, no anxieties, no kleshas. People are healthy, nutritious food. Actually, that's Vaikuntha. Nowadays, if you hear these descriptions, actually we can't believe. Really, such a thing exists. It exists. That's why Krishna is very, very particular that Yudhishthira Maharaj should sit there, so that the people are happy. All living entities are happy, so that they can focus on spiritual life. They need not have to worry about their day-to-day maintenance, not worried about their jobs. They are not worried about their existential needs, but rather they can focus fully on their spiritual needs. But because there is no such guarantee nowadays, everybody is in great anxiety just to maintain the body. If somebody doesn't have any disease for 1 week, it is a great achievement. 1 month is even more greater achievement. If it is 1 year, I think he will become a demigod. It's like that. So difficult. In Bangalore, I have seen the other day, very cold in the morning, very hot in the afternoon, and evening it is drizzling a little bit. All seasons in one day. Now tell me how your body can adjust. Previously, seasons are very systematic. When they come, body takes little time and it adjusts. It is there for some time. And then again season changes, and then you're okay. Now in one day, 3 seasons, and in between some unknown seasons. How your body can exist? That's why diseases, so many diseases. Okay, even if somebody has a good environment, there is air pollution. Bangalore is, I think, worst air pollution in the country after Delhi. In all the metro cities, Bangalore has a air pollution. Air pollution means you can get lung cancer. If you are standing in the road and take a deep breath, you have started your journey. So this is the situation. Very dangerous. And you will have allergies. Pollen, these things, dust allergy, always sneezing and headache and so many trouble. It's all because of air, this pollution. You have no problem, but outside is a problem. So you have a problem. Air pollution. So then, okay, air has gone. Water. Go and drink in Sankey Tanky. Go and directly take water. What will happen? The other day I read in one newspaper, in one of the lakes here, suddenly some forms have come. Belandur lake, some lake, that white forms, suddenly. Everybody is worried. But why worry? You only did all that. Now when the form is coming up, you are worried. Now imagine you go and drink. What will happen to you? Water is like that. Unless you filter. So we are all wanting to drink RO water, right? RO. Now recently there is an article, RO water is also not good. Now tell me what you can drink. So air has gone, water has gone. Now food. Right? Previously, when a farmer used to cultivate 1 hectare of land, 1 hectare, he used to put 4 kg of urea. 1 hectare, 4 kg of. Now he is putting 40 kg. Some people are putting almost 60 to 70 kg and sometimes 100 kg. Now when you put urea, where is that urea going into? It is going into your food. That rice or whatever. And then you are eating very nicely. Yes, very nice. Nicely, highly polished rice. And then you eat that. The first thing that happens is diabetes. The second thing that happens is cancer. If you can tolerate these two, then we don't know what will happen. The third one we don't know. This is the food. Chemical, full of chemicals. We cannot, to our heart's content, we cannot eat. It has become, oh, rice, chhod do. I will eat fruits. Nice, wonderful fruits. If you take the fruits, let us say summer, you want watermelon. Right? Nice, red color. Watermelon. You know what they do? They give injection. Watermelon is growing, but it is not red color, so they give injection. But it is not sweet, they give sugar injection. They inject sugar into it, sugar syrup. And then when you cut and open, you say, wow, so bright red color, I want to take. So when you take, you are taking two things, the chemicals which are injected to make it red, and two, the sugar that goes in. What kind of sugar they use, God only knows. So that we are eating. Fruits are contaminated. Then say, okay, fruits so chodo. I'll drink coconut water. What a relief. The other day in the TV9 serial, they have shown how they are injecting injections into the coconut water also. Why? Coconut water is not sweet, it seems. So they want to make it sweet. They are putting injections there. Coconut water is also gone. So fruits are gone, rice is gone, grains are gone. Okay, vegetables. So nice. Vegetables are also given injections. Don't take any. Everything is full of chemicals. In Hyderabad, the High Court has made a comment on the fruits and vegetables. High Court of Andhra. It made a statement that these are all not fruits and vegetables, but they are chemical bombs. And it has become very serious on the government. Why are you allowing people to inject chemicals? To ripen the mangoes, they use carbide gas and all that. Why are you allowing all this? It's actually chemical bombs. It is killing human beings. This is what it is. We cannot eat properly. We cannot breathe confidently. We cannot drink water. This is the situation. See? And during Yudhishthira Maharaj's time, he said, na dhaya, na adhaya, na vyadhaya. See? Look at this. And in fact, we are so used to all this, we don't believe that there can be a situation where there is no vyadi. We don't believe. So that's why we see Krishna is so insistent. He wants Yudhishthira Maharaj to come and occupy the throne. Right? Sometimes people, when they read, they start focusing on, this 60 crore people. How many people, so many people, can they fit into Kurukshetra? Now, how so many people lived for 18 days? Where is their food? Where are the washrooms? These are the questions. Instead of focusing on what the verse is saying, the verse is talking about Krishna, Adbhuta Karmana, and you are focusing on washroom. Don't worry, all that has been managed. So this is the speciality of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam doesn't focus on your bodily needs. That may be there as a part of second. Its focus is exclusively on Krishna. Exclusively on Krishna. See, spirit, on complete spirit. It is not focusing on, all this. Right? That's why it is Amalam. Amala Purana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also declares that Bhagavatam is Amala Purana. There is no mala, no matter. Amala. Completely pure. Completely spiritual. That's why we should complete Bhagavad Gita. To understand that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. To understand that Krishna is a complete spirit, Sachidananda Vigraha. Unless this understanding is there, Bhagavatam will look like some kind of a story or some kind of a, unconnected stuff. No. So this is not the situation. Bhagavatam is focusing on how to understand this particular pastime. Yudhishthira Maharaj is having no enemy. He is supposed to sit on the throne, but is mortified, is very embarrassed that how can I sit? So many people have died for me. Vyasadeva all the sages, they came in front of Yudhishthira and they are giving explanations. Please don't worry. These kind of incidences have happened in the past. Itihasair, they have quoted previous histories. In such and such case, it has happened. So a similar situation, you are also there. Don't worry, you please take up your responsibilities. But he is not convinced. Na abudhyata, he is not convinced. He is not satisfied with all those historical evidences, all those explanations. He is not convinced. Then Krishna has made an attempt. Krishna himself, who is Adbhuta Karmana, for him, there is nothing impossible. He is inconceivable Lord. He went and explained to Yudhishthira Maharaj, no, this is all okay. You take up your responsibilities. At that time also Yudhishthira Maharaj, abudhyata, not satisfied. Very interesting. Krishna went and spoke, still Yudhishthira Maharaj is not satisfied. So you mean to say Krishna failed here? Where is his Adbhuta Karmana? Is he failed? No. Krishna is planning something else. Krishna's desire is something else. What is his desire? That Prabhupada has explained in the purport. Krishna's desire is that all the Pandavas should go to Bhishma Dev, who is still alive, so that Bhishma will become very happy. My grandchildren, Pandavas, they are the righteous people. They are the righteous inheritors of the kingdom. They have won the battle. That pleasure Bhishma Deva should get. This is Lord's wish. See, these pastimes are narrated so that we understand Krishna. What is Krishna's nature? How that personality thinks. How that personality, the great Lord, he feels. He also has emotions. And what kind of activities he does. So these are the details. Unless you understand the personality nicely, how can you love? Love means with full knowledge. You have to understand the person whom you are planning to love. Nowadays that's not there, no? Love at first sight. He doesn't know her, she doesn't know him. Love at first. And then they marry. And this man is worshipping cow. And that woman is cooking the cow in the kitchen. Now you tell me how long this marriage will exist. Where is the problem? He has not understood her. She has not understood him. If he knows that she eats cow, and if she knows that he worships cow, actually they will not marry. See, understanding is so important, you see. Understanding the personality. If you want to love Krishna, then you should know, who Krishna is. What is his nature? What is he thinking? Look at this. Krishna always wants to glorify his devotees. Now here, he wants to glorify Bhishma. Before the battle, he wanted to glorify Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita came. Why? Because Arjuna became weak. Like this only, a similar situation. Arjuna is not willing to take his responsibilities. Krishna has inspired him. No, you should take. So the Bhagavad Gita came out. And finally, Krishna has made Arjuna the hero of Kurukshetra. Now Kurukshetra is over. Now Yudhishthira Maharaj is having this kind of a difficulty. He doesn't want to take responsibilities. Now Krishna is planning something bigger. He wants Bhishma Deva to be glorified. His greatest warrior devotee, Bhishma. So that's why here, although he himself is preaching, but he is inside the Yudhishthira Maharaj's heart also, and there he is advising him, don't listen to anybody. Krishna inside is saying, don't listen, and outside is speaking, convincing. See, Adbhuta Karmana. We can't understand. And finally, when he goes in front of Bhishma Deva, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he gets convinced. Because Bhishma Deva gives very powerful arguments. We will say all that. What are the Bhishma Deva's instructions and all that. He gives very powerful arguments, so he becomes convinced. So Prabhupada is saying in the last sentence, besides this, the Lord also desired that King Yudhishthira be pacified by the words of Bhishma Deva, so that the world could see that Bhishma Deva excelled all in knowledge, including the Lord himself. See, Krishna attempted to pacify Yudhishthira, not convinced. But Bhishma Deva is convinced. That means Bhishma Deva's knowledge is better than Krishna. He wants to prove. Who wants to prove? Krishna himself wants to give that credit to Bhishma Deva. My devotee, look at him. He is actually, he excels everybody in knowledge. See, this is the desire of Krishna. The Lord is so kind. He wants his children to be glorified. Like a father. A father, he wants his son to be much better. A father thinks, okay, I struggled in my life. I was not so, this thing. At least my son, he should become much better. My son should be glorified. I could not become a famous man, but if my son becomes a famous man, it is. This is the mood of Krishna. See, one point to see, Krishna's nature is unlimited, but here you will see some one or two aspects of his unlimited, wonderful character. Right? So that's why here it is called Krishnena Adbhuta Karmana Prabodhita Api. Even though he tried to convince Itihasair, they gave evidences also, but na abudhyata, is not satisfied. Yudhishthira Maharaj is not satisfied. So that's why we should understand the activities of the Lord through Guru Parampara, through the Sampradaya. If we don't approach the Sampradaya, they will give their own explanations. Nowadays, this is the age of Facebook and WhatsApp, right? Tuck, 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 so many messages. Every day in our WhatsApp, this thing, you will have some hundreds of messages. Everybody is sending. And so, Rama Navami came. So, we have sent some message about Chandra. And immediately you will see somebody else will be sending some message. He will be saying, Ra means this, Ma means this, Rama means that. And then Rama, Ayana means this, Ramayana means this. You will see these kind of explanations. And as a wonderful message of Ramayana, and what is that wonderful message? Something else and all he will be telling. There is some soul inside, there is some Ravana inside, and there is a fight inside, and you did something, and that is Ramayana. So, these intellectual exercises will not help us. Right? We should not hear any of this. As soon as you get a message, you should see what is the source of this message. Is the source bona fide? Is it connected to Sampradaya? Any Sampradaya? Prabhupada is the 32nd Acharya in Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. This Sampradaya began from Lord Krishna, and Prabhupada is the 32nd Acharya. Now he is saying these messages with the authority of that Sampradaya. So, if you get any message, before reading, the first thing that you have to verify is, what is the source? Is a sampradaya behind this? If it is not there, just roll it up. No need to read. If you read, we will only increase our confusion. Like Bhagavad Gita, the first verse says, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. This is the verse. Somebody is giving an intellectual twist. He is saying, oh, there is nothing called Kurukshetra. It's actually inside only. There are, Pandavas are there and Kauravas are there, and there is a fight. And finally, this is Bhagavad Gita. This is what there is. Right? Now, what is the authority for that fellow? Nothing. There is no authority. There is no sampradaya. Sampradaya means it's like a college, university. If you come out and say, I am a doctor, please come, I will do surgery. And what surgery? Heart surgery. So what will you do? You will try to verify what and all he has done. What is, has he studied? All these things you will verify. Right? You verify the credentials and then only you give. You give your heart to him. Right? Because we know he has a university education, he has got training, he has got so much of experience, and that's why you go. Here, some fellow will come and he will give this explanation. This body is Kurukshetra, this is Pandava, this is Kaurava, this is Pindakudu, that is this is that. So, now, sir, who are you? What is your university? Have you studied Bhagavad Gita under some guru? Do you have any, an unbroken parampara? Is this message coming down for so many years or not? Are you telling me something, some new story? See, we have to be careful. Heart operation fails, okay, we will lose one life. But Bhagavad Gita message, if it goes wrongly, we will lose many lives. Again, we have to come back to this world in order to learn Bhagavad Gita nicely. Don't think we have an option or choice. We have to learn Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then only go back to Krishna. Right? So that's why it's very essential. See, Bhagavatam, what it says about Krishna's act. Krutavan kila karmani saha ramena keshava. Saha Rama. Along with Rama, Balarama, Krishna came. Krishna Balaram, they appeared. Atimartyani Bhagavan. He is not Martyani. Martyani means human. He is Atimartyani. He is superhuman. Bhagavan is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then Gudaha Kapatamanusha. Kapatamanusha means he is appearing like a human being. He covered himself. He appears like a human being. Just like that he walks. But he is the Supreme Personality walking. See? So that is what Bhagavatam says. Gudaha means covered. You won't realize Krishna. Just by seeing you will not understand. You need special mercy, special eyes to see Krishna and to recognize him. 5,000 years ago, Krishna, he walked on the streets of Mathura and all these places. But then many people could not understand. He walked on the face of this earth. Many people could not understand. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Only few great devotees, they recognize. So that's why we should understand Krishna, Balaram, Gaurnithai, Srimati Radharani through the Shastra. Through the help of Parampara. Through the help of spiritual master. And how we should consider spiritual master? We should give respect to the spiritual master as good as the respect that we give it to Krishna. See, respect wise, in terms of the respect, you should give same respect to Prabhupada. The kind of respect that you give to Krishna, the same respect you should give it to Prabhupada. In terms of the respect. So this is and for a disciple, the Guru is superhuman. We should treat Prabhupada on par with Vishnu and accept his instructions with complete faith. Then superhuman activities will happen. Even now. Like Prabhupada said, within the 10-kilometer radius of a temple, nobody should go hungry. Now disciples, they tried to feed, ensure that nobody within the 10-kilometer they go hungry. They tried. And what came out? Superhuman Akshay Patra came out. Right? It is not a human. Some other human NGOs, they tried like this only to feeding and all those things. They all failed. Right? But because we are following the instructions of the spiritual master, instructions of Krishna, which is coming through the parampara and reaching us through Srila Prabhupada. And if you follow Prabhupada, you will see Adbhuta. In your life, Adbhuta will happen. In your life, miracles will happen. Before coming in touch with the ISKCON, we had so many bad habits. Now, after coming in touch, and you started practicing, chanting, honoring prasadam, and listening to classes, you see how many things you have given up. Right? That is Adbhuta. It's an Adbhuta Karmana. Again of the Krishna only. Krishnena Adbhuta Karmana. How Krishna is doing miracles in my life? Through His holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Because you are chanting this holy name. Now this is the miracle of the Lord. What is that? When you chant, when you produce some sound, some sound comes, right? Hare Krishna, some sound is coming. That sound itself is God. That very sound is Krishna. You should understand this. Krishna can appear in any form. He can appear with 2 hands, like Krishna appeared. He can appear with 4 hands. He can appear with 10 hands. Once one small child came and asked, why Krishna is having 4 hands? Basically she doesn't know, she is asked. So this is the difference. Krishna is inconceivable. He can take any form that he wishes to. If he wants another 2 hands, 2 hands are there. In front of Daksha, he appeared with 10 hands. Possible. Vishwarupa, he has got thousands and thousands of hands. Possible. Any number of hands, heads, legs, whatever he wants, it's possible. That is spiritual body. And not only that, Krishna with 2 hands and Krishna with 4 hands, that's called Vishnu, Narayana, they exist simultaneously. Not that Krishna is now assumed 2 more hands, so now Krishna is not existing anymore, It is not like our case, in dramas, sometimes we play Vishnu, So we put 1 more 2 hands, and then that means the original person is not there. Now, all the duplicate, and all those, Krishna is not like that. Goloka eva nivasati, he lives in Goloka, but Akilatma Bhutha, he also lives in each and every heart, Look at this Adbhuta Karmana. So if you think Krishna as like me, a human being like me, you will never understand his pastimes. You will never be able to understand his pastimes. But if you understand that Krishna can do anything, his Adbhuta Karmana is inconceivable, then you will see, wow, my Lord is so great. See, whatever form he desires, he can take it. So Krishna, but because in this world, we cannot see full spirit. Why? Because our body is matter, we can only see matter. We can't see spirit. So, because we can only see matter, Krishna, he comes in the form of deity. Radha, Krishna, Chandra. Is Radha and Krishna, they have come from Goloka. And they are giving darshan to us. In that particular form, that is Lord's mercy. Why? Because you cannot see. Other than that, you cannot see. Lord may come and stand next to you in his spiritual body, but you cannot see. He may be calling you. You have no idea. That's why he comes in a form, that form I can see. See, this is his mercy. But in Kali Yuga, Krishna has decided, I will simplify even more. Kali Kale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. So Krishna has decided to come in the form of a sound. He can come in any element. He can come in the element of a Panchaloha. He can come in the element of sound. He can appear in a color. The painting of Krishna, see, parrot Krishna is there. Colors. Krishna can appear there. He can decide to appear in any element. Because this is also his energy, external energy. He can appear. So he has decided to appear as sound. So when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, that very sound which is coming, that sound is Krishna. Now how will you handle that Krishna? You have to handle very carefully so that you receive with respect. With great respect, my Lord is there with me, and then you have to chant. Right? So, if you, with that respect and veneration, you chant that name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then respectfully you deal with that sound. Don't be inattentive. Don't be disrespectful. Lord has come. That's why there are offenses to chanting. Nothing to worry. You try to avoid offenses and start chanting as much as possible. Chanting has to be done exclusively. You have to spend time with the Lord. Not that you are chanting and also simultaneously you are watching cricket match between Australia and India. Are you chanting and you are reading the newspaper? Newspaper is over, 16 rounds are also over. If possible, in between some breakfast is also over. No, that chanting is offensive, is not good. So, very nicely sit in front of your altar, Tulsi Maharani if you have, sit in front of Tulsi Maharani, because Lord is always with Tulsi Maharani. So you sit and directly offer your prayers. Chanting is your prayer. You offer your prayers to Tulsi, offer your prayers to Krishna while looking, and then you chant your Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Or look at the picture of Radha Krishna Chandra and you chant. Or Gaur Nitai, you chant your rounds. The most potent form of receiving Krishna in our life. And if Krishna is there, Adbhuta Karmanaha. Even in our daily life, you will be able to see Adbhutas, miracles. I'll stop here. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Like as a jiva, we don't have everything belongs to Krishna. Only things he has granted as a free will. So, like in the case of Yudhishthira Maharaj, you say that Krishna has the potency, even as a super soul, he can decide whether I make him convinced or not convinced. Then even in the matter of feelings also, this free will, especially in this case, I can see it's not coming like that. Means if Lord is controlling even the sentiment also, the mental understanding also, then where is our free will? Means to what extent this free will can do and what is the limit?
We have a we have a free will, and the free will is we can choose Krishna or not. This is the free will. The jiva can choose the Lord, say, yes, my Lord, I belong to you, I surrender unto you. This is one side. Or you can say, no, I will not care for God, I will not care for Krishna, I will live my own independent life. So this is the free will. So any time the jiva can refuse Krishna's guidance. Here also Yudhishthira Maharaj has refused Krishna's explanation. But Yudhishthira Maharaj is a great devotee of Krishna. How is it that he has refused? Great devotee means what? He always uses his free will for Krishna's service. He uses his free will to listen to Krishna. This is the bhakti. Bhakti means what? You will always listen to Krishna. But here Yudhishthira Maharaj has refused. He is not satisfied. Actually, it is a pastime of the Lord. Lord wanted Yudhishthira not to accept, so that Yudhishthira can go to Bhishma and then get convinced. So that is the understanding. Yudhishthira Maharaj has used his free will. Here also he has a free will, and he has become part of Krishna's pastime in order to glorify Bhishma there. Any other question? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, you are comparing those days, how nature used to give us the good things to us, that is human beings.
Yeah.
The nature, how it was, with the nature, how people are living.
Yeah.
In that connection, I want to ask a question. It is a very simple and similar question. In that, I want to know how Yudhishthira Maharaj, how many years he is ruled. During his rule, what are the changes he has brought about? Okay, nature has given everything. When the nature has given everything, you see nowadays so many CM, so many PMs are coming. So during those period, we can see what the implementation they are doing to do changes in the socio-economic services in the country.
Very simple. Yudhishthira Maharaj ensured that all the people are becoming subservient to Krishna. They have become subservient to the laws of God. See, Krishna has given some instructions in Bhagavad Gita. And if you see in the 3rd chapter, Krishna recommends that we should cooperate with the nature, not fight or not exploit the nature. So currently people are all exploiting, they are all fighting against the laws of material nature, and that's why material nature is punishing with the diseases and with extremities in heat and cold, no grain production, it's all topsy-turvy. But as soon as we surrender to the Lord and obey the laws of God, the instructions which is given by Krishna, then even Prakriti becomes subservient. Even Prakriti starts cooperating with the mankind. And to bring about the change, it doesn't take much time, but people have to become devotees. If the people become devotees, Krishna conscious, very quickly there will be changes in the way the world behaves, or the way the world runs. It looks very inconceivable, but actually, if everybody, let us say Kali Yuga, the dharma is to chant Hare Krishna. Let us say everybody chants Hare Krishna. 16 rounds, everybody chants and follows the principles that Srila Prabhupada has given. the 4 regulative principles, immediately there will be a change, huge change in this world. And you will see the nature starts cooperating. It becomes favorable to you. Right? And you will see all favorable symptoms. Same thing even we can experience. If you are chanting 16 rounds, following the 4 regulative principles, you will see Krishna's reciprocation in our day-to-day life. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj, because he is a devotee of the Lord, he enforced the dharma of surrender to Krishna. There is only one dharma, surrender to Krishna. So, if we surrender to Krishna, then automatically, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Krishna says, under my control, this nature is working. Now, if you surrender to Krishna, how much time it takes for Krishna to change the way the world is progressing? Doesn't take any time. So the point is, the main challenge is to use our free will to surrender to God. Because people don't want to surrender to Krishna, we will see all these maladies, all these complications are coming, right? So that's why in Yudhishthira Maharaj's time, because people were also devotees, there was such a nice, wonderful atmosphere, which is not there now, because you may want to follow. For example, as devotees, we want to eat or we want to practice in a certain way, but you see outside world, it doesn't, people oppose us so much. You face a lot of resistance. But imagine everybody is cooperating with each other in practicing Krishna conscious principles. Right? It will be so wonderful. Let us say everybody is chanting. By evening after 6 o'clock in MG Road, all Kirtan parties only. Right? And in all malls, only flash mobs, Hare Krishna flash mob. Everywhere. It is nice, right? But now,
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
I had two questions.
Yeah.
One question is very clear. So we understood the question regarding nature. You have given very good explanation. So it is a very simple manner how we used to get from the nature, how we utilized, how he has made devotees into spiritual way. Very nice. I want to know the span of his rule.
I think around 32 or 36 years he has ruled.
Okay, thank you. Any literature is there?
Mahabharata. First is Bhagavad Gita, as it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Okay. And then there is one more book here, Krishna.
Okay.
Okay. Then you will be able to understand Mahabharata nicely. Okay. Yeah. Last question. Somebody is.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question was similar to second question. Now, Krishna was so particular about choosing Yudhishthira as king. But why did not he made a foolproof system from where the situation, I take 2 kalas, when Yudhishthira was ruling and where we are now? The situation has deteriorated and it keeps on deteriorating, I think so. But why, when the situation deteriorates, why he is making Yudhishthira as the king? Then when this situation is, he knows the situation keeps on deteriorating, then I prefer Duryodhana to rule that time, Prabhu.
You are saying when Yudhishthira Maharaj was there, the situation was so nice, but now it is deteriorating, and it is deteriorating day by day. And why it is deteriorating? Why Krishna has not made any system, right? And if it is why there is no Yudhishthira being made as a PM or a CM, right? We are ready. But some devotee has to become a PM or a CM. Okay, I'll tell you. For example, Krishna, he has recommended Go Raksha, Go Brahmana Hitayacha, cow protection. I'll tell you one example of how cow protection helps. With one cow, you can do farming in at least 30 acres. If you have one deshi cow, you take that cow dung. With that cow dung, you can grow rice, paddy, wheat, everything in 30 acres. There is a formula like that. That's natural farming, natural way. And if some pest comes, some krimi kita, some pest comes, attacks the grains, you take the cow urine, you mix some mirchi, neem leaves, and do pest control. It happens automatically. So with one cow, you can grow 30 acres. But what we are doing now, we are killing the cow, converting that into McDonald's, and instead of cow dung, you are putting urea. Instead of 4 kg, you are putting 100 kg of urea. Now whose mistake is this? Mistake of the Duryodhana. This is a mistake of the Duryodhana class of people. They were greedy. They have no dharma. Greedy. Instead of 4 kg, 40 kg, that's so much. So you please understand, God has given a certain system, but who is there to enforce that system? That's why Yudhishthira Maharaj, he knows Krishna wanted this kind of a system, so if I go along with it, everybody will be happy. Cows are happy, the land is happy, because cow dung falls onto the land. There is a connection between these two. Land becomes fertilized. It becomes ready to produce grains, nice grains. Land is denied of cow dung. Land means what? Prakriti. Prakriti is unhappy. But Yudhishthira Maharaj knows that no, there is a connection. This is the design. Krishna has given this design. I have to implement this design. I have to follow these rules and regulations. So that is the beauty of Yudhishthira. Even now, if somebody implements these principles of Krishna, as listed in Bhagavad Gita, again everything changes in just a couple of years. Whole farming of the world will become like Yudhishthira Maharaj in just a couple of years. Only thing is that people have to become Krishna conscious. What Krishna wanted and how that has to be implemented, if you understand, it doesn't take much time. Like he is asking, how many years he has practiced, he has ruled to bring about a change. It doesn't require much time. You can transform the whole Vyavasaya, agriculture, in just a couple of years. Provided you keep the cows, you become Krishna conscious, you follow Krishna's directions in agriculture, in politics, in sociology, in all the fields of our life, you follow Krishna's instructions, the change will be dramatic. Adbhuta karmana, it will happen automatically. Otherwise, we will think this Duryodhana is better, and he goes, bigger Duryodhana will come, and he will exploit even more worse, and he will go, and he will make even more bigger person, and he will exploit even more. See, this is what is happening in our country or everywhere else. People have no idea what God wants. They go on implementing Duryodhana policies. And you see, what is increasing? Only hospitals. What is increasing is only mental hospitals. Right? See, we want to be peaceful, we want to be sane, we want to be happy. Then the procedure is very clear. People have to follow what Krishna wanted. Then automatically things will change. This is clear. This is experienced by us. Right? So, yes, I can understand his concern that why so much deterioration is there, why Lord is not again installing Yudhishthira. It will come by all our desire. When Krishna consciousness movement grows, powerful leaders will come. And when powerful leaders come, you elect one of the Hare Krishnas. then automatically you will see in couple of years or 5 years there will be tremendous change. It's a fact, because they know what exactly to be done. They know confusion, no experimentation. This Western experimentation has taken 50-60 years of our lives. Experiments. So we cannot go with this Western experimentation. We should go with the Vedas given by Krishna. No experimentation. We want to become happy immediately, not after 100 years of experimentation. Right? Immediately I want to become happy. So follow the Veda, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything is guaranteed. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.